The same reason why the number of people who weren't counted as unemployed were not counted. The 1.5 million people who were unemployed under Biden-Harris since 2023 and 2024. 1.5 million people unemployed, which would have changed the unemployment rate, which changes the whether or not America's in a recession. It's a big deal. Why didn't that get counted properly? Democrats. The media was protecting Democrats because they were trying to get you to vote Democrat. Because this isn't about you. They don't care about you. They care about your vote only if you vote Democrat, and that's it. They don't care. They want your money and they want power, and they don't care about you. Jayapala doesn't care about you. If she cared about you, she'd be screaming about child poverty every day since 2021 under the Biden-Harris administration, and she didn't. It's really upsetting. It really is. Where is... Yeah. But but the thing that really gets me is here comes the threat, because there's always a threat attached to these things with Democrats. Here's the threat. If you don't give the entitlements to the far left, they're going to riot. And that makes no sense. This is coming from, by the way, the source. This is The Root, which is a black-centric news magazine. And they are biased. They're massively biased. They are definitely left-leaning. But The Root is coming out and saying, hey, you know what? Black people are going... They're implying that's going to be black people, but it will be poor people that if they don't get their SNAP benefits, they're going to have riots. Why? Why would they do that? No one in America is starving so much or so incapable of getting food that they are... This isn't Ethiopia. This isn't Somalia. This isn't some African third world nation. Let's be clear about that. It's not. And we give more food and more help around the world than the independent individual giving of food and money, charity from the American people is more than most nations are able to have as a GDP, as a gross domestic product. Americans are right now, churches around America are filling up the gap. The communities around America are filling up the gap. I just showed you a post with all of the leadership of Broome County. That's including the biggest city, Binghamton, as well as the county executive, the assemblywoman. I'm showing you all of the various people who are leading, and they're talking about the community giving. That's programs like Chow, and some of the churches there are all picking up the slack as they always do. You don't need the government. Now, I'm not telling you you're going to get shrimp and steak. You won't. But you will get bread, cheese, some vegetables, the things you need to survive. You'll get beans and stuff like that. You will get enough food, rice. You'll get that. You'll get butter. You'll be able to survive. It's not luxurious. Then again, beggars shouldn't be, what is the saying? Beggars aren't choosers. This is money that's meant to be charity. Don't look the charity in your mouth, in a horse's mouth, something like that. I'm mixing metaphors there. But to say that it's going to be violence because you're entitled, no, you're not. Get a better job. Work harder, save money, stockpile. There's a lot of things you could do. But to tell me, oh, I'm not getting my government handout, so I've got to go out and burn down, or because this is what we mean. When they say riot, they mean burn down the business, to destroy the business, so that they will never have that again. They're going to do what you saw in California. What did California do? Oh, well, if you steal up to $1,000, we're not going to charge you with a crime. How many Walgreens closed down forever? 19. Think about Minneapolis, the autonomous zone in Minneapolis, the riots, the BLM riots. that burned down, that had the mostly peaceful arsons that were going on, burned down supermarkets, burned down apartment buildings, took out small businesses. How much of that has been rebuilt? None of it. They're not getting back the jobs. They're not getting back the supermarkets. The food desert has increased and been created in those communities because destroying it didn't make it better. Stealing nonstop from businesses didn't make it better. It didn't improve people's quality of life. It actually made things worse. Now you're telling me you're going to go out and riot? You're going to go into the local Walmart and you're going to just strip it of all the food? Are you stupid? Oh, so you want Walmart to close in your community so that no other supermarket will open up in that community because they don't want the next riot. They can't afford it. So no one will give you food. And now you're going to have to take buses and Ubers and cars and travel even further, increasing your cost and pay higher prices for the next grocery store because the riot ruined what you had. That's stupid. It's self-destructive. It's like self-deletion in slow motion. This is stupid at every level. And you know who planned this? Democratic Socialists of America, the far left. It got a black DEI up there and said, "You can't take my food stamps. Oh no, I'm entitled to this. I pay taxes." No, you get refunds. Let's be honest. The people who are getting food stamps are also getting refunds. They're not paying taxes. They're getting taxes handed back to them. They're getting refunds. And again, I'm not blaming them for being, well, I'm not fully blaming them for being on food stamps. I grew up in a different generation. You really, really had to be struggling to get food stamps or government help. That's how we were raised in the 70s and 80s. Was that the best answer? No, it wasn't. But neither is saying I'm entitled and that if you don't give it to me, I'm just going to go and steal it. I'm sorry. There's a big difference between we're going to help you through charity or the government providing charity and you are entitled to steal. You're not. This is a wonderful way to destroy communities. If these people actually go out and go into the Walmarts, they go into the Krogers, they go into the Kmarts and the Targets, and they steal the food, they are going to destroy their own community. This is a stupid idea. This was started by Democrats, and the idea is, oh my God, see, Republicans are so bad that people are going in and they're stealing from these businesses. We need to reopen the government. I'm sorry, if they do this, if the Democrats do this, if the DSA and all the far left go out and they do this, they will destroy these communities by themselves.